enyumre so me fa sa akonya so na mother Queens women ministry for ase se o mama me akonya ti sei na de nya me pese me ne mo be share no me de ebrem nti no me fa sa akonya so na mother Washington I mean now Washington Church into Washington na committee no Queens Church nti no me da mase wo sa akonya ya mo de amame no nti no enwumre yi ene ayi enwumre yi topic bi ono ma ase edamakoma so I don't know why but echire no ebi a enu nti na bi edamakoma so ye presentation ne koso no me point bi out achire mo ebi a me gidi say that's the reason why asa topic no topic edamakoma so yi pa because ene area nwumre yi the topic no I say things you need to know about dementia. Yati dementia ho asem yati but there's certain things ebi na yati da but yenim said ye esitie ana se bia yati se nkofo okada ana se ye hu bi da but bia yenim how ye betimi esi ene obi owo dementia edile enti no enne awie ano enwumre awie yi no ye bi ani minim nyina mo beche minim se kofo bebere ate ho asem nti ye nyina me de midi animu keke but ye nyina ye be to adwene na ye nim fa ho no ya hye ne ye nyina yetimi enya de sese yete ene enti mi wogide wa behye musem nyam bebo amesa akwan no so timpacho moma e me share the screen no the next slide. Enti ene awie nwumre no enema ye bebo so no ebi ne se di beka se dementia kra ene di ade a afen so obi nya dementia na ekwan ba so netimi affect the daily life se kwan a ofaso otena se no ekwan ba ne faso a e affect no onya dementia na afen so obi nya dementia na yan ye boa wo mo na anase putoka se beka se caregivers edien asudie na eda yeso as caregivers ye be boa wo ma omonye dementia no afen so obi ja ni dementia na esese eja wo mo saa anase ye boa wo no o makom ekwan yo befa so betetire wo makom enye se bi omonye dementia ntiro na wo se eja wo mo saa na saa wo se enema ye wo se ye boa wo mo na o mutimetire wo makom so ekwan ye befa so ana afen so ekwan a o madwini mu no because obi nya dementia na adwene no sebi enti se obi a onya bi enti no ekwan ben so na omo se do musi dwene no eni yen ya yenso ye de no ye mentally no eye sound no difference ben ni wumu ana afen so ekwan ye be fa so esibe di o makasa because omo nya dementia nema bebi wo no ma true communication no is really hard which is abra ye ko ni nyina no ye beti ase afen so omu brain health afen so ade ye service yan so ne say enema be na say as a caregiver na say obi owo omu nchin bia no enema esese ye ana enema ensese ye afen so medication wise in case of obu dementia medication na ye boa na etimi ema no brase ana say etimi boa wo onema omu adwene mu no ana afen so se free bibi e free no psychosis ana sundown eno so ye bete ho asem timpacho mama me share mama me the next slide enti no ye ka se dementia kra na dementia ene say ti dementia na ye broad term isa adwene no said ye adwene condition ni sitie no affect said ye omusi dwene afen so said ye omusi kai niema no affect no afen so in terms of say the almost behave no omu behave different from obi a onya dementia enti no ye kwon enti amfa de say a simple term no so obi nya dementia said you osi dwene said you osi respond to niema bi said you osi behave no e different from obi a onya dementia say you ka dementia kra na dementia no eye symptoms but your friend Alzheimer's disease, meaning say mu bebree. Alzheimer's disease no a common type of dementia. To dementia nankasa mu de any disease, symptoms, part of a symptoms are say symptoms to be related to disease be. And Alzheimer's disease, a most common type of dementia. So being Alzheimer's, the brain Alzheimer's no. Almost symptoms no fana dementia related to Alzheimer's. And say think of dementia as to say bibi a kakraka. Oh, they said the kind simple term. The way almost a different from obi a wonyaye. I feel so said the ability say a point of faso general a different from obia sebi onya dementia. And na sa point to me be some question say which means I may respond to me say obi obetimi abo me bia and said am kan ya adesua e na ye nyina ye sua me de media ni mu keke. Enti mo say dementia a part of aging and me respond. Dementia being a dementia a part of it will be ninia a dementia and a part of a ninia na sympathetic bit me aboa me sa kwan so a ka mani beje ho pa e asem bisa.
Yo mama, I'm the for a long time na nkofu considered or part of aging, but if lately how in age nkofu were exposed to the main abofum now nkofu were doing there or more than just an aging process.
Okay. Medasi pa medasi. Enti no ye next slide and answer no actually said ye papa de my no dementia enye part of aging. Enti se mu so be enyini a if 60 65 67 no automatically my tag almost say because of aging into no nese bia nipa no bia de refi bibi anase bi opeso or ka bibi no ntimi nka oh because say bia o nyini into that's when you dementia because which means say that's what you 30 cm pa enti no aging is not part of dementia. But what normally that says when you are aging now you might be occasionally forget yeah obi already say oh as me say obi we cry friend is saying but actually no okay enti no and our friends will say bia it take you some first na usa enema bi wono ma ase usua te sia na you know we see na what the pronounce but who age like who nyini a ase and sometimes it takes longer to learn a new technology and I say bia to manage certain things, but eventually you get it. But it will take a lot of while compared to be fina only ban. And to say that can into any part of aging. The down part that was a pa. And you know, so being a dementia, a one person impacting on the daily life. To say the kind dementia is not any part of aging. And you know, dementia causes progressive changes that interfere with daily life. Said the account. And so being a dementia now, first no near man ka first no go timi no as afi no won timi enye sa na many bi because say the way I will see dwene no dwene sonko from say na first na otie no nti na dwene no different from time na onya dementia no. And memory loss go beyond occasionally forgetfulness, which affect recent conversation and events. And for example, say bia enka obi a onya dementia, they say yemfa aging ne nti so bia ne obi a onyini no oh e bia asemesi bia me refi ni din but e bia a few couple hours later na say wakai but dementia ne dey go beyond say ni refi ni ma here ni refi ni ma there. Sometimes no cry no ebi a woni need nkomo afi se bia mo ka about aduane sem asogo ho ane say wa switch topic ne kra ko bibi foforo kra emfa bia mo ka na ho and totally different from obia onyini. The dementia no is different. But and I feel events to say ebia will be wedding and I say most of the time on monkai sa event no. Okay, and say dementia any daily task. Daily task is a communication like a difficult a dilemma so no mu ye de bedin komo. And the people are almost channel is sometimes it's really hard to communicate with them because say almost refi enema I feel so enema to say be simple be a cafe simple mo ka say be I faint to say be otimi bo afin e be a nsuo e be a say I say it's really a dilemma almost say almost be kai sa enema no, which it makes it really difficult. Example, they say activity of daily living, say activity of daily living now. To say bia so omu dware, omu didi, omu dressing, omu brush omu teeth no. It's really difficult. The first and also there, or sorry, or father know him say or sorry no pa, or so brushing the teeth, or sorry no pa, or so dware, or sorry no pa, or so dress we say, but say omu do sa stage of dementia now. They don't really remember a near master omu ye. They just there. Entino, MAY-18-25. And dementia as a caregivers. They say them makano. Say omudru kwaya omufaso ese omuchichi omose no muhunu. Say they also mudare no muhunu. Obo no pa omu se bia okuta brush no. But onim how so onim say enam say affecting the mentally intino. Onim say ofa brush no edru wo so no wo so de shana no na de no brush. And I say be a towel honoma wonim say be a dware wi nti no so what the towel no ye de epepa na ho. Until at this point no na was say as a caregiver, because a caregiver obia was share or one in chain, so it could be neba, it could be nana, it could be a say be papa nursing home as a nursing staff. Yen no I was say a boa not tell papa no maintaining the dignity because the first and the service be or bathroom or no one I said be wedding or paper too. But and I'm say dementia na affecting in no. When you say be or bathroom I was swap paper too as a caregiver. That's where we comes in to assist them, send a bay or maintaining or dignity. And to send a bay or power bontenia, oh, my maybe or call bathroom went me until yeah, as a caregiver. No, we are there to help them out. I think society say you're how to help them, right? But at the same time, assisted them until my uncle can say, okay, because say they are there, if you're bibiano, we trying to rush and oh, okay, be a mommy will be a to me and brushing the teeth into them. Mammy one no brushing the teeth. You can guide them. For example, a fat brushing or the toothpaste not to so because we need the assessor or the brushing or a. It is a caregiver, which I say, oh. Can you ubet me a guidance and so oh can you just put the brush in your mouth to no I shall start here you know or not feel the wakai the so the brush na ye into or try so or yeah jano neshano na on one and my uncle can say because say we just want to finish we just want to do everything for them. Until the someone say you situation now say be a loved ones be and I say even we just have to encourage them and let remind them with the almost episode because almost every years so almost day at the phone they put all money until we are there to guide them but not to do everything for them. And again we have to make sure say you see who the nipa no timi ye any the own timi and to see a guiding in a and that's what brushing it in this or timisha says to ya yenyano not on one and for them themselves until say be I did want my own to me and office own to me then that's where we come in as a caregivers. But on MAY-18-25. And to say the medical kind and say and I'm say when you dementia into no they just there now almost I was see a woman almost no ma because what if I connect a move you become stiff and like a name everyone like who declining more into no. Say omo the obetimi aye bia say dem be to say simple walking obetimi regular obetimi the nap walk up like I'm be a neighborhood and I say fee hopper and bit me now apple walk. Again, I was saying who the nipa no me and sign to me and said because say then Fanny Panenko when necessary nipa or be or wheelchair when next one to me nanti I was say on sorry no nanti again. I was say you go by the nipa no way the obey to me I any the one to me. I think so was see a war on no more exercise, a chair exercise. Bones will warn them all or Tiakunya to make us open down sa. As long as they are almost refinium, but as long as you are doing something, no, sometimes a reminder or yes, or move follow no, or move to me sometimes and will be one more to me follow. To so pay down sat, no pay down and sat. If you say, you'll be surprised, say a chair exercise, it is really help. Because I've been seeing a lot of and perform more nursing home. All the activity people no more say, more tenacity. It won't no more and so now more keke board the bar, no way yakeke, no the command in the young no yakeke was mumpedamon you'll be surprised that it's really effective. So it doesn't have to be a activity a gidi on my simple activity and also betting me abuamo a bebo a support or I think so mood when almost sleep because say nipa no the nepo walk and yeah even yes as a woman being who's all co-work or crowd as in a bit more dance here. A double say be our exercise and I say be our work on. Then once one night snow, who ultimate day into the same a yina and was see a dema or ma, say money dementia. Into your more almost a quine so. Now you're more in terms of activity and a bit maybe a bow. At the same time, I'll see a supervisor or more for safety because say, or remember, you know, say the anti say I will see a bow in terms of safety, send a bear almost to me and her to myself. Okay, so stimulation. And you know, you be able to say a game as a brain game, such as simple as puzzles. So on say and cry na ye man more simple puzzles be so be a put to be a B, maybe a ye B C na free mu. Yes, be a pick it there and if I shimu. Into simple activity again, because your memory is not like ye na ye the no. And never one of my they forgot. But why normal puzzles no? We be to say familiar music. We be to say looking through family albums. One say almost referring one my who is this? No, we say when ye and say one my they almost say you almost sell, but the event now of course need to video no. I mean almost photo no almost kai. And there was a EV or be or more next one. I say even grand and yes, home per se like Obia and go for is where a EV one ma your friend bingo. First, no, I meant to me, I say, now then, na me nyante, sa bingo na se niam na then na bia mo de ade omo ya the bingo no ma free bingo. Na me ko mo me ebu omo mo kwaya na me gina ho na me hwe na hu say even as yakura na enya dementia no the bingo is really a stimulative brain no. Oh, enti yebo yesi bia bingo no wo ho omo mo nim play ne there is very older adults no omo pe bingo no pa omo bo bia B25 enti numbers ni gu ha ana empty board ne wa ha enti ka se B25 a o pick number no pick 25 no wa ha no de aba be she baby bi ne wo no enti ni nyina na stimulate na adwene ma ne ma bi wo no ma se ne refi na eboa no ma ne ka ne ma kakra enti saa enema we ni nyina no eboa stimulate wo brain. At the same time, so we'll look through album, providing mental stimulation, and I think we'll create a memorable memory. As a member, as a caregiver, as a daughter, as a granddaughter, Emma, etimi, no relationship, and also etimi, kama. And you know, I never acquire a woman say about mental stimulation and say, you try to set a daily routine schedule in order to avoid confusion. Because on say imagine no say say ye into who set up routine be to say ebia de bia no what set say bia udware na no pa. Try as a caregiver and say as a daughter or as a granddaughter and say what can say anopa bia yes what can anopa bia no nim say udware no. Try to manage morning bath no. Say and then no what dware na no pa. And and then me may busy no switch area. The 3 days later, no switch you are confusing them. Already they are confused. And to try in order to avoid more confusion, try to set up a time and open na make sure say I know say the time is hard and yes be as 7 o'clock per se prana wait me set time range for be a 7 to at least 7 to 10 and not 7 to 11 there I will say be a medjare mom and that's medjare grandma and I say whoever whoever will hear more was happening so into yes try na pass information on set routine and my woman because the way almost from say this people change BBC then you trying to make like the situation worse into the entrance basis the best routine I'm a woman. And I feel so a dementia how to communicate. Like Yedi can mention, communicate require patience and understanding when caring for those who with dementia. And you know, okasa, you make sure say okasa because say very difficult because and to make sure say okasa emudaho. Give one instruction at a time and maintain a positive tone. Help support successful interaction. And you know, okay, what's all about today because the money one kind of on tiasi. And to the end a bit me ama name more command. And 2 months instructions are oh, a be a mom, a be a me example. Okay, and a be a very opasa will share blue shirt no, and then and I say open short black shirt no. Man option no, give them option to decide which one they want to wear. Sometimes it might not be the best but give them that opportunity to decide for themselves. Instead of what I say, and the option blue, white, green, like who put too many words one of my you're trying to confuse them more. So in order to speak clearly, give them one instruction at a time and also maintain positive tone. Because sometimes the tone it's because you know we'll try to but non-verbal clues become increasingly important as verbal communication become more difficult. And sometimes no can't some natural but tone now this can't some natural no any different. Can't but no and I don't know the way I will see kind of when nimu na wash it most of the time almost share non-verbal clue until some can show what. How are you communicating? Your facial expression. How are you sending that message to that brain? Because until your work can or share a non-verbal clue. Until your work can know you. Sometimes they'll share your own so and then the man decided the way it's the matter facial expression. And we have to be more careful because they're always anxious. And you don't want to increase their anxiety. And always you have to be calm as possible as you can. And nothing to know what you tone with facial expression. Okay, I say, mom and dad, you better abeshe. With facial expression, they are looking at your face. They are not looking at what you are saying. It's facial expression with at the end of all is it harmful and I say bit me and I say we are maintaining we need to be calm as much as possible now. You're watching your tone and so. I'll tell you better also. Into supporting brain health with the dementia. I was said, like I said, they can provide for themselves. So as a caregivers, we need to make sure say was a nutrient to be our as possible. No, I was here them fruit, vegetables, like any fruit to be a healthy no. We have to support them with that. I think so healthy fat from source like avocado, nut, fish. It's important. Like any fruit and vegetables, because they can decide for themselves, they can cook for themselves. So as a caregiver, when we are making meals, Nana say, prepare your own food, and you're making sure say, remember nutrient, fruit and vegetables, since they can decide for themselves. I think so. I was here more 6 at least, even as normal person, 6 to 8 glasses of water per day will help until you more to hydrate yourself. Since as a caregiver, you try to offer them, encourage you because sometimes even as a normal people one so more a little to almost a dementia now said they can say most of the people who have dementia is a geriatric population because a geriatric population I say or older people most of them are not, but other people also, they are not that age, but they still have dementia due to illness and brain injury and a lot of stuff. And so be any even no need dementia and I say as a older person and I say your crown. Unum so more a boy a flash your system and also so I think so avoid it to get UTI because more in health field and bedding one as I say even obinya UTI prana which means say like mentally no which means and even which means as soon as no want to but because say when you a friend is saying when you UTI and changing in your baby where they made the fair make us say the person say here says say or more your loved ones or more dementia your support to or more was our plan so and yeah to us so and I feel so say yeah sure be or a dementia and near my banner say yeah and I say near my banner yeah and say yeah a bit me aboa a be one my medical aka but let's to be and to necessary makano I was so making sure say o kasa ne muda ho now we calm and you pass away anxious because we are anxious now then you give it you more signal wrong signal and to know say o kasa boko now o kasa no say muda ho I also give them use simple language they said on can open so ya na so en kofifa go fa kese bia na se ne bia said omonye the omonti ase no se ne be ya omon enye confused afen so nam say omon responded different from ye intino it was so more time allow extra time for them to respond what the bia obi some oh ma'am obesha blue shirt ne and also obesha black wait now on respond don't just pick anything say bia oh respond to intino one more time because the person is trying to think what you gonna say and give them time for them to respond. I feel so was say you focus on their feelings and acknowledge their so to say the mark and the same thing. Obesha blue and also obesha white. Ebi I will say ebi measure white. Ebi white and so top our pekeno. Ebi different of be out with any match you. Unko say oh blue shirt a white shirt now it doesn't match this and no. Just leave them, let them choose. Into no feelings, no more. The opposite imagine them. We're picking they were picking a fashion. Until our choices over my 1 or 2. No, you say more than 3. Into no man a year, man. Say be a shirt blue. And I say be a pants white and a way you go and I say blue. Okay, obession to a year and then that particular person a match. Into whichever a year will be choosing, it still go with that until money time. Now on one that they own choose to name my phone and say we just there to guide them. Nothing so acknowledge you and so. I did about a yana or more dementia and a high P a causal problem be and they say you don't have to argue with them. Though memory that you almost arguing and yama or moon and that's one a causal margin and to say the yeah and still you don't have to argue. Minimum bia it or the best 85 years. Sometimes wafa a walker or say or so my dad is waiting for me outside. When the 86 years old or no office and the papaya the air trainer. And you don't argue say no your father is dead. Nah. Yes, Anna, and you make them angry. Be a good or more angry, they will hit you with it. And don't argue. Like or catch us on papa or papa okay, can we go do this before your father comes? Like just try to, or maybe we just distract them with something else instead of say argue, say I say my work and correct. Another thing is say don't try to correct them. I say no, what can I say wrong one? Oh boy, no, and 1844, 1860, no. Because again, the omode ekos omadwene mo no eno na omode eba out or more catch no. And you don't correct them. The omodwene let it flow. All you have to do is just guide them or distract them with something else instead of you trying to correct them with whatever they are saying, And I think so don't try to force recall of memory. Recall and say Ebi wakase ti say obi ameka so wakase, oh, my dad is waiting for me. Or say, oh, Debbie, oh, your dad is dead. This is it. No. Don't force that on them, because it is said the makana the homogeneous or margin money the omuno different from the no. At the end, so any say you're trying to raise your voice on them. No. You have to be, as they say, you have to be calm as much as possible. And idea back on say always you're trying to approach them from the front, because they always, most of the time, they are agitated, they are anxious. So even as normal person, how do you feel? Say be a no be on say I say oh young sure, and you know, so almost do that stage now. Always try as much as possible. Say on try so be facing no one who they are, because like I said, they always think say somebody is about to attack them. They always trying to approach them from the front. Okay, so in terms of cure, like say dementia, or you bit me, I cure dementia, and I say no, there's no cure for dementia, but there are some medication you want a slow progression, like say they see anka a basic content a bois a man a bad down, and I think so a bois say dementia, because some can say because sometimes, most of the time, they are agitation, or more they are anxious, and sometimes depressed. Like who try say especially so as a caregiver, and also I said always they trying to argue with, they trying to correct you. And to them, only depressed, like depression, they can go through so many. You a friend is saying and you know, medication you all know, like I said, a bois Emma is slowing it down, but not necessarily means say a cure or and you know, BBT says Zoroff, Salacipro, like antidepressant, a bois like a slow down. And you know, yeah, better so. And to say the in terms of medication, and medication, you know, a be like said a group be a dependent how a nipa no wedding or that moment no go through. And this way anxious every man medication a treat anxiety or a friend is saying psychosis and also medication a treating and again. You have to talk to your doctor, and the doctor will decide how bad a friend is a situation was, and they will decide what medication. Where they just example of medication, but then the doctor Anna a better medication a boy. And in assets almost prescribe medication as time going on, almost follow up with the caregiver, and I say almost banner say, oh, a drone say, because you shall say man a drone, send a city and no say. The back mood no a basro, less on this over yeah, then they try a GDR. GDR means as almost tape some fancy be a fancy. First, no, those are no taken. So, one person say, you know, I say, the memory, no, not necessarily means that the memory, no, a cure, and I say, not necessarily say, we are anxious and a bathroom. But, say, be almost you say, be our first, no, if you only papa, no, I am anxious, but, and I'm so taking medication, no, as I say, only power on your anxious with him, to say, they trying to bring medication in there because, side effect in a woman, no, I am not on per se, or mobile medication, also. For so long, because it can lead to so many and never be won't, you know. They try to symptoms, you know, anxiety, no one say a cough for they no matter no move reduce the kakra with the point of movie say we hear dronibium, they no matter take it or more off from the medication, you know. A sound baby then you seek instead of be medication, they are prescribed 20 years ago, the patient will be no. They're trying to GDR the medication as the time going. No? It depends on how the person is responding to a friend is saying medication, you know. And to be to say medication be to say Amanda, person me touch that medication, you know. Amanda no a treating moderate to severe dementia associated with Alzheimer's disease, because so many, it seems like there were so many of them, but that's the common medication that they mostly use for people who have Alzheimer's with dementia. And again, the doctor and one of the veterans say, okay, or share way in our symptoms now, don't say, oh, it be a medication way, and a beboa, me, and I say, oh, be our mammy, and I say, oh, mother. And you know, or say always in your doctor, ekasa, and sana medication be now. ya take it and that's what my prescribe what am I. In some of medication, you know, like I said, it manages symptoms, you know, with dementia. It doesn't really cure the dementia. And it depends on the individual needs and also specific stage of a dementia or more. It be more there mild, it be more there severe, it be more there moderate. You know, it depended like situation, you know. And I say as a depending on your dementia, and then doctor number check a type of medication, and I say how to go about the you know, the medication, you know. So your favorite be psychosis. So psychosis is a mental disorder. A disconnect, like the brain are disconnected from the real, like said you can be a viable or no one is a viable, then mentally no or dream be different. And I said sometimes it includes always they are suspicious, paranoid, ideas, uneasy with others, and trouble thinking clearly and logically. So it also when the people has lost some contact with reality. So we might involve seeing or hearing things that other people may not see. Like I said, their brain is totally different. How they are thinking is totally different from us. And you know, they said there also maybe a chance, and they can say there was a meaning for some reason. I said this topic is really as a topic edamakumaso. Na minyakunya kotna duase Kenya si duase. That was about, I would say maybe 25 years ago. Na mami bi ewo ehosasa tam na obi eni bibi e friend dementia, obi eni bibi e friend psychosis, nothing, because about like 20 and someone making a Ghana sem. Na mami bi na baby aso we part me neighborhood wo no ho no. Utimu say to the bia no panama mi no kasa no yesi afede ekwomo for obi ase ma many e beifo. Oh, hwese wo kan no masem, because the person was like, because out of touch, psychosis, because who near different on once and all can send you hwe and no two anadwo no and then like what can send me. And to the entire you say, I said we misdiagnose people back home. Minimum the need the na because of nimdie aye hu bibit said dementia into no bia ente say days na American, but it was really something that they bia no. I said the back room and be hu say hey na say dementia kra nya be yi na mami o mabo na bi mo on my do mo kwa ya sabia ni e bu bi mo ni e bom like mbefo say obi a o ga na bia o ye older person bia o kasa bia e before. And you know, she said it was really I back home and de bia na say me kai sa ma manage man no mudi no na no say oh say na enye be na nipa no ye ye fe bi psychosis or kasa say oh and no 2 years na say and please you will say ye pass on ye back home ha de nyame adom ye benya akonya na ye hu ne ma dementia no e ba. And because say and I'm say would the na stigma war you know I say yemma ase na nanom yempese adwo kwa beko nipa, because say oh obi beka say oh omo ye beifo efie we dia beifo efie de say ya bakro ma ne hu saa de no ese ye twe omo ba ye nchen te say de aka ne bi won ma won omo ya memory no, though it's not going to cure, but it bring omo and ye maybe one more at the same time to bondle with them. And in ya bakro ma ye hu saa ne ma no ne ye ne enuan mo omo Ghana ne ye mo nim ye kasa ye no omo kasa ye educate you on ye maybe who send a bear misdiagnose a cost for Ghana ye bonko for bay like never be cost for Ghana and so enter mine. This is really a year damakuma so for over 25 years. Until I think say be I nothing as a topic damakuma so. Ye free baby sound down. And in the sundown, and also idea, as I say, yes, na sundown usually care from late mid-afternoon to early part of the evening, you know. And the Ekobani say, I say, they are so like almost confused, that, but do one say, more increase confusing agitation, and I am more. Just a BBI more. I don't know why, for some reason. Until they be almost 2 days sundown, like at a particular time of the day, they are more confused, or more increasing more confused. agitation and also anxious. And you know, as a caregiver, like I said, nipa no anxious, try to find a way to calm nipa down. Obet me distract more with any activity, or you can the topic you almost can say, oh yeah, don't argue with them. You can just switch the switch it for different activity. Idea why in a manner increase you can distract them with something else instead of say because my confused, let's say, or my anxious agitation, let's say also side the more yaka maybe we ma make am or catch you do a year or say or catch you be as will be every building them. Me na me in charge. We try to argue her. She doesn't mind so be picking you the work across or you're the above. And again, when they are sound down, you know, like it's most of the people who have dementia, you know, they have that you know, sound down. Just a few of them. It's always in the work or like late afternoon, early part of the evening, you know. It's always I will say you're redirected there or more nothing. So yeah, more new say we have to be calm and also bit me I am be and a work or just take the person outside. Let them walk a little bit and come back instead of open stop on from say or carbon and I say, you know, it's no idea back a Inti no you know nche bia ye baby ya nsa inti no sabre no de adru so no say in case say I know say information be bring ya pass like I said you before be so omunim dementia related symptoms and ya de inti no sabre ye be jai ye be open floor no I think say over 10 minutes. Yeah, there were 10 minutes until you be open floor no say bia obi wo asimbisa na say obi wo mboa obeti media boan ya ene beje ho pa medamase.
This is APPIAH-ANTWI da sepa na ministry award say community stay odi afam nti ena yaka no the floor is open to do a question be and answer mboa bia obeti me e dey aka ho a Patrick Bakono bitimi abem na waboa yensa.
Patrick mtimbi ebisa question kakra.
Patrick kwandafo.
Patrick your friend Kojopoku me kase free Maryland. Yeda yinua banase wo adesua kunyina odi amayin. Na nka moderator mesere say sa topic we die nka questions and contributions should be more than 10 minutes. Enti nka abemi ebisa questions na nka bia one may different dates. Listen, KBA, you're open floor for questions and contributions. I'm really think about because a very, 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 very important topic and we're treating. And I hope you now bulletin, points, no demand. It be all ma. Here more clarification. It is so come say and mubit me as honest and kwasamba part 2 be man come GD say and ka a beboapa because me GD say a man in terms of abatra or bobo never be atra. Medasi.
Medasi. Before no bedroom home, that's what's our baby. Emma in I am swati. And before no bedroom home, sir.
Auntie Jimama and Pacho, Miss Awosro.
My Pacho betting like a soaping.
You, Medasi, Auntie Christiana, APPIAH-ANTWI, Yedasi, papa. Maybe one church, ye nay. Now, me say me war Ghana, Professor Sari. No, in charge of psychiatric hospital nearly. Normal lectures be or say at every point in time, onipa yen normal in plan. Yeah, it me bodam kakra. Se min kase dementia part of abodam noa. Na no kra na nya no kra. Ye tusum bienu. Sa psychosis ya okay. Enu bi na sisi ye mrewane ye maba oyi bi mu wo Ghana atifi ho a enti ya yechichiri omugu camp ya na because adia wa chire ne ye papa kwanya ye mfaso. Now the last one is what are the common causes of dementia and what can yema ebinya yetimi na yehu a preventive measures nso ne sign eda wase ne wati ma kakra obetimi answer bia no ebe me de nyamenka ho that's it.
Yo, but now first question, no say I'll be psychology, no say
yeah, no man, I was here to maybe it me bodam kakra.
I know and the because even as a young person, okay, to the beer, me by example, to the beer, I say one man say, wait to me finium.
Yes.
And so one man is was I kind.
Naba.
And you know, this all can be all canon in them, but dementia and the more like forgetfulness.
Okay.
You know, now be a whole appointment. One way or another, they say, you know, technology at that moment in the phone. You just put like say I never go important one person will be fee. You just put it on your phone, say be a this day. Instead of all can I unpack because say and yet necessarily means say but it be as a really finima because a name be brain because we pray be a wood journey, they be our best school fees who pray a wood journey, which is a name be brain a bawa journey no ma and my already finima pushing him maybe away. It said all kind of no but not necessarily means a dementia. And now I feel so a number 2 no now say and for don't make Sabian. Yes, I no correct.
Which camp pneumonia the witches no. Yes,
and now I said topic we know for some reason. My sister Penini patient. Watch me for the past I've met me I say 2 years. They be a minya. Anytime be a med drinking. Summer baby, I never be a boom, but always be a major topic. I make this is the first year about my dream. The entire make us and say, make can be say, Mammy be an and I said, now, I said, up to now, I said, a shamiso. Say, I said, never born my lucky because he knew the Yaliano, I mean, and Yale say symptoms, no, it's not a bonko for being yes, a young pie, the internet make me use the word to be say, you're misdiagnosing for watch. And go force of fire, boo, or no masem. At the end of one don't have nothing to say. A psychosis, I did open argument, who say, what old number drew, and I said, Adrianis were woody. Or no, so yes, I know who know, or no, so Adrianis one I would, you know, or no, so who is a and Shubi, and to see what's the meaning. And your Malcolm argument different from the agent, yes, a no crepa. What was our last question?
Last a common causes of dementia.
Okay.
How can we prevent it?
Yeah, so there's no like almost the cause dementia. But the though it cannot be 100% prevent dementia, no, but instead of kind of it was all your activity.
Yes.
I was so we did healthy your fruit and vegetables. You also making sure so we exercise. Also making sure so we no munsu. So basic stuff no. And a bibia to say reading. On say the me when say asim pepe say ye jai school kwa. And I say be yenko school be ma. Ya na dene pass ye be for book say be ye. Enti na hwemu me ate say the more we read no I say be wa adwene mu. It not necessarily mean say Emma wunya dementia no but sometimes no. It's so be a compared to be our own reading 1 year. And at least even in school crana, just pick a book and just read mentally. It not necessarily mean say unya, but a boy. And if I say be a first and on symptoms and be a 80% by reading a bit about 20. Until like I said, you have to eat healthy, drink, and also exercise. That will help reduce the symptoms of pain.
Next time Amen.
Amen. You, Mama, portray Dasipa, and I'm the way who and anything about a dementia for one sleeping patterns. Now, how a caretakers will cope with it. Now, secondly, there's a bit there. The action of chewing gum and those people or help stimulate circulation or to prevent or to minimize the effects of dementia. A good comment on that too.
Me can about sleeping, you know. There's a topic when I broad like a kakaka, and you know, because of time, you need to know, say like never born managers. So to say the make can say almost sleeping there, you know. To say the man to okay, until I was say a wow exercise. And to say what the quabont and I say because say almost done no muscle, almost done no muscle, almost done no muscle. Until no one late in the afternoon, so what that's I drew you rena. Or no if it's a fain or obeying or babeda. Until now most of the time I see a distracted woman with activity. Until I'm no pan or say be a we are. Said I can memory game, maybe a bingo, be like almost distract them with activity. And to say I more chance and more money area. And to say one day we are. Nesse, unso it the no walk or one nama or better. The tries are there now because so nipa no day we are, be normal day to a day we are because there's nothing going on. Wa ne ba no anase ne nana no mfa ne nko baabia because who feel so the nipi and converka so ne ma me about them say sitting. I said they are indoors. And I want to indoors, so I won't provide any kind of activity and that's a man. And of course, then you come over better. And all day we are, of course, I also won't say drama. One person a be how as a caregiver because won't mean Jana and I don't want to say on quiet on nam no more abra will be a supervisor. No. And again, say per se our boy waking up a night near dinner in the afternoon, then distracted them with activity, walking, exercise, and all that, you know. Into no a dream right now, wouldn't I call a winning and obey tired, even as price a woman. Once as a one navy and as a double exercise, no. Would ya compare say a dana be said the wusi that would they ye train a dow be taking naps, and I say 1 year exercise piano. Into the met me I can't afa hon, meaning say beer, or be will be or so or they a can home. Am I in? And I'm watching now, of course, or second, you know, so now
about the chewing gum.
Oh, me pacho, I know the minim bibia about a no minim say I was so be obi wo nim be about a any dia but me amomu de minim bibia about chungam. Ti pacho ye be tie free a ko bi case bi obi wo ho a year obetimi aboan.
Sister ye da sepa wo adesua etisa odi amaye kese ye ne ayahwe mpanyimfo saada no obehwe 2 am otumi sore wani ama ahoso a mehu obi a ogina do na no a nyame nko anka opie obehu so obepo pitira sore no wa no adika sore asiesie ne ho awie wo mra wada o a chese wo se nkrofo gina ase ho twen na omo ko ayi funeral omo ko ayi omo twen na wasiesie ne ho awie 2 am it is wani ama ahoso pa nyame a ubehwe na nipa no wapie ne namba bi kura wunnim kura nti sene yes saka che ne ye ni sankrofo no ye hwe sankrofo na say ye busuafo ne ebiti sa no e wo say ye maya dwene ko wo mo so pa na ye hwe yie pa because wa hwe ya bebre ko ohaw mu say ya pay attention afise wo nim ba bi wo mo ne namba bi a me da sepa
Huma asa ye breno aya brena adesua no giye se enema wo mu pa anka edu bi se bisa questions bi ne kwara mo asen bisa se wo sha ase na wo se ye hu se enye enyini na de sa dementia ne ba na ne de ba de pa na ko sa dementia no na what che ne ma be bra betimi aye de aso a okwa de be pa de ba wo se breno so kosa bi e kan de example before no Obebe komuta pamobi maybe da fofra wo breno wasa ba no aba be boy study she say dey no prepare any ye adwo nursing home ne sa bia ro ya dia ya papa se ye nia na ho a wo tu patient no asoro no woko o ka de be ya won te ase na woni sha da ma ya ya te ase pa kan be fa to be handle wo na say dey penny obi ka kai no and penny so say be come fi apam ho before was at the transfer between some degree. And I never in us, Yonkodoradio. You call it the more hard to he covered. It's the area to be a master bread, Shassiero. So for the full coverage, or call Yonkodoradio. We discriminate about one more, waiting yet, not yet the boy who brow be near. It is any more we see a tea or my we see. CHRISTINA Radisha pa onkoso ama omi de ni wu ada bia da ye so se be boye nya otimi aba na ba be boye sabe be se ma me CHRISTINA mponsa na wabompa ye dia ponye Ada. Sister Chrissy so asiame. The Mama Christian Afonsa, a patro bompire by a bride if you like so.
My bompire. I didn't ask to phone another me. Ye what you can vote on throne show Nick Conquering William. Here didn't eat. But the darn it, I would church rain. Which church ya pomudin. Cosera Biara. Fine password, a betray any papiasu ye. And I was a papa. Yes, so I just see ye. In I tell you, see. I am a near the South phone shia. Yen strong phone. But I don't know when you check. The bay at home, so some way a bay for an end to send they are con here for. If you watch there, I'm a young. Papa, there was a pass at down it out church and say, right, the who am up. Danny die intimushia the Antiasia. I need a for I am fair near and no when you need. Doma will be beara. So my make you still so. I dream dancer, no betray. Yes, sir, according from the man. That will bet my be him. Our betray. Nobody else was a kind of agree. They shy and ray. Shy farmies from Coquanso. We ain't who buy free a signing museum. We are a real bremu. Fire sauce a bay beside the for my end. We are mobile a real bremu. Number 2 GDM. I ain't want so home on and cream. The Radu Pier don't be a moi. Young when we are mobile at the empire. The Busan, a radi.
Amen.